Nigel Farage exposes more migrant boats coming into the country, and the BBC comedian Nish Kumar continues to embarrass himself. Hello everyone and welcome to the second video of the day. We are now into 2021. We've seen some good action from the Home Office and the Home Secretary Priti Patel, a number of things that on this channel, and as you guys always comment in the comment section, I'll believe it when I see it. Some of it has finally happened, including the new wave of the deportations that Priti Patel has started with the criminals. Obviously, the left-wing activist lawyers have been trying the last quarter of 2020 to stop this, and now she's actually started the operation to return them. And so that's good. That's actually happened and is happening. Second one is the fact that she's now introduced a point-based system. She's taken away the benefits from new migrants. That's also actually happened as of a couple of days ago, 3 days ago. So that's also good news. But we still have one problem. The migrant boats are still coming in. Nigel Farage posted this video from Dover, I believe, where a new boat just came in. Luckily, it was a small boat. There was only a few people in there. But let's watch the clip and then come back. Yeah, so this situation is still ongoing. Priti Patel has mentioned recently a number of times that she aims to change international law on this issue, the arrangement with the French, and she also signed a new arrangement with the French authorities to stop them or to limit the entries that we have from the French side. I'm not really sure what the situation is now. Are they going to be returned? Or are they going to be given hotels and then start their asylum process? All we know is that this boat has now arrived. Again, I can't really judge yet. We have to wait and see what the Home Office will do with this, because the plan was to return them and actually make them go through the legal process if they want to do that. But this is actually, it's still ongoing. It's not as bad as November, October when we had, and actually before that when we had a big wave still coming in from the summer. But we actually are going to have, hopefully, a government minister on this channel from the Home Office. I can't say who or when or if it's definitely happening, but it's potentially happening, coming on the show to actually talk about what the Home Office are actually doing. So we're going to ask them questions about this situation. So a government minister from the Home Office hopefully will be on the show very soon. But speaking of Nigel Farage, he's done a lot for this country, Brexit aside. He's had a massive influence on a number of issues, including this. If it weren't for Nigel Farage going to Dover, making these films and obviously videos on YouTube and tweets, the Home Office and the government wouldn't have actually done anything about it. On the other hand, you have the liberal left, people like Nish Kumar from the BBC. He's a comedian, if you don't know. He's not funny at all. I know comedy could be subjective, but he's just not funny. He decided to do another kind of segment, making jokes against Brexit and Brexiteers and Nigel Farage. But it's just very old jokes.
Yes, Graham, we are leaving the EU, much to the delight of Nigel Farage. Not technically a man, but a sack of meat brought to life by a witch's curse, whose blood type is technically real ale. What comes next? Will Britain vote to leave the Earth and strap rockets to the country and blast off into space? Yes. Now that we have finally completed Brexit, I predict that we will have a taste for leaving things and will vote to leave more stuff, starting with the continent of Europe, then the United Nations, and finally the Earth.
Yeah, it's 2021, Nish Kumar. These are sort of jokes that people were making back in 2016. Just move on. It's just embarrassing. And the fact that they're so afraid of someone like Nigel Farage, one individual. They're so afraid of one person that they're still making jokes. So that's what we're dealing with right now. We do have a lot of questions this Monday from the members of the channel on this issue and a number of other things. So let's go to a few of them. Kevin says, Maya, is it not time for more open defiance to the removal of our personal liberties and freedoms. Surely, if a Corbyn can do it, there should be more of us on the front line. Yes, Kevin, I think 2021 and onwards, especially after the current situation, we're going to have a big battle in the West, in the US, in the UK, on this issue. And I think we do need more people to actually rise up to defend our values, our Western values, free speech, democracy, and generally speaking, individual liberties, because they are under threat at this point. I'm trying my best on this channel, and I know that a lot of campaign groups and other activists also do similar things. So we'll have to wait and see how we're going to actually do this. Mr. Privacy says, on the other hand, defense and the European Union again. Where are we up to? Yeah, where are we up to on the stuff that nobody wants to talk about? Actually, I did have been talking about this in terms of the plan is on this channel for 2021 to focus a lot on this issue, because the European Union are going to make an announcement on an update on the EU Defence Union very soon. And I'm going to talk about the details. Apparently, they're having some issues with Macron and the rest of the EU 27, because apparently they can't unite the 27 countries to do this defense union. It will be France, and the French side will just lead the way. And apparently other countries are not happy. But when we have more information, I'll definitely talk about this on this channel. Sarah Farrell says, "Hi Maya, I'm concerned where Boris stands regarding the Great Reset." He talks about Build Back Better and the mantra. Yeah, so I have talked about this issue on this channel a number of times recently. I think there's a lot of complacency in the establishments in the West in regards to what the World Economic Forum want to do. It's not, as I've said many times in the videos, it's not necessarily one of those conspiracy stuff. It's quite open. It's on their website, and it's not really some sort of I don't know, lizards in a room trying to just control the world because they're I don't know, weirdos. They have this ideology that they think the world should be centralized, like Star Trek. And they generally want to, as I've said before, it's Keynesianism on steroid, where they want to have everything, economic policy, centralized from one global body, to help the climate policies against climate change. And so they're going to start from there. But then the whole idea is to have one globalist unity where everyone's going to be the same. It's just idiotic policy, and we've even tried on a national level things like Keynesianism, which is still going on technically in the West. This is just stupid, and I'll be talking more about this. But in terms of Boris Johnson, as I said, there's a lot of complacency in the establishment in a lot of countries. I don't think they even know what they're signing up to at this point. I'm hoping they just don't know, rather than if they actually know and believe it. But because someone like Boris should not believe in centralization, but we don't know. Fudgy Butter says, "Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I wouldn't say that I'm at heart a Tory supporter. The first time I voted was in 2016 referendum, 33. I voted for Boris because I liked his witty charm and puns. I'm fine with the Brexit deal. I believe in free trade, but what part of being in the EU was free? None of it. Hence why I voted leave." And then, yes, Fudgy Butter is concerned about Boris since he went to hospital. Is he going to fight back? A lot of people have talked about this, saying, was it the hospital trip that changed him? I think it was just a coincidence, everything that happened throughout that period. Boris lost control because he was under a lot of pressure from all sides, and he clearly wasn't decisive at the time, even now really. He just needs to show leadership properly. He has time to redeem himself. If things go well in the next couple of months until March, April, with the current situation, he only has one chance left to redeem himself, come back, start the post-Brexit Britain, what he really wants. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble, and he's a lost cause. But I can't really predict the future, so we'll see. Mel says, "Maya, which policies do you want to see changed and why?" Oh, we're going to have a long night if I'm going to list all the policies. Every policy should change in this country. Just make it very short. Education should be decentralized. Government should get out of it. They've done a great job with academies and free schools and things like that, but completely decentralized. Healthcare should be completely reformed, copy and paste from the best countries in Western Europe, Scandinavia, and Singapore. In terms of culturally, a number of departments should be abolished, including the Department of Culture, Digital, and Sports. We don't need that. You need to streamline politics in this country, and Westminster House of Lords should be reformed. Devolution in Scotland, other places should be changed. And what else do we have? Everything. We need to actually have a proper low tax economy, free trade and free market. And yes, get rid of all the weirdos. Yeah, that is the best I can do. But HS2, scrap HS2, definitely. So there's a lot of things that have to change. Basically, on every policy, in every policy area, we need to make changes because it's just not working. Paisley, I think, says, I've noticed that lockdowns have caused more kids being taken out by just their dads. Can this be a welcome resurgence of family values? This is the thing. So you guys know, if you've been watching this channel, that I try to bring optimism as much as I can. With what's been happening since March until now, and probably until March again, or April, we've seen a lot of bad things, a lot of negativity, a lot of pessimism. But with crises, things like this, also comes some good things. And there will be a change in terms of the Western values and the comeback that one of the members asked earlier about what we're going to do in terms of defending Western values and personal liberties. The current situation has woken up a lot of people. Similar situation after 1918 and also 1945. After big periods of crises, usually some sort of big change happens. So let's focus on the positive changes, including family values, including the fact that people are going to be hopefully more social with each other. When they go to pubs, they're not going to be on their phones all the time. Yeah, not going to happen. White Piper says, hi Maya, Happy New Year to you and Lacey. Happy New Year to you too. And all our like-minded members. Liz Truss just quietly gets on with signing billions of pounds in trade deals without getting involved in any backbiting or any other antics. Do you feel that she has the mettle to take on Boris Johnson for the Prime Minister's job? Liz Truss is absolutely amazing. Some people question if she has leadership material, but that's just nonsense. A lot of people who weren't leader before David Cameron, before 2005, no one would have thought he just wouldn't look like a leader with a baby face and all that. But it works. So anyone could do it with experience. It's just, the current situation, as I said earlier, Boris Johnson, he has one chance to redeem himself in a couple of months. If he fails, then obviously there will be a lot of potential contenders. Liz Truss is the best option at this point. Moonswan, Silverlight. Hey Maya, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. At the moment, Britain lacks a true leader. If you could have anyone as PM, well, who would it be? That goes back to the previous question. And I have lost faith in all politicians, but not really recently, because some people have recently lost faith. I've never had faith in them anyway. But on paper, because Boris Johnson on paper was great. And he still is, he's just absolutely chaotic. But on paper, Liz Truss, very good. Colin says, Happy New Year to you and the team. Thank you. Is there any serious media entertainment channel that, in your opinion, is relatively free from contemporary wokeness and lefty bias? Netflix is even worse than BBC. Yep. So, no, we don't have that here, unfortunately. I have heard that Daily Wire in America, with Ben Shapiro, apparently they're starting an entertainment section for the operation, their outlet. And they're going to actually start producing non-woke TV shows and movies. So that's going to be fun. We do actually there is a lack of, there's no appetite in this country right now to go against the woke side. Even though the majority of the country, ordinary people out there, are not woke. The silent majority don't really care. But the industry, generally speaking, they still don't really feel the fear at this point. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't really have an alternative right now. So just watch this channel if it's entertaining for you. Bev says, Happy New Year to you both. Thank you. Maya, how do you keep the pressure on the PM to keep his promise to defund the BBC and decriminalise non-payment? I genuinely believe if they weren't busy dealing with this current crisis, then the BBC license would have been reformed by now. They've delayed the decision now because they don't think it's a priority. I kind of get what they're coming from, but it's not an urgent priority. I get it. As long as it's in the pipeline, I'll be fine with it. I just need them to actually clarify if it's still happening. Apparently, it's still happening, but it's just been delayed. But there should be a lot of promise that to be kept. There are campaigns like Defund the BBC and a number of others that will be doing this push on this channel. I'll do the same as usual. and we'll hope for the best. David says, Happy New Year, Maya. Happy New Year, David. What do you think the Conservatives should do in Scotland to try and gain back support? This is quite easy. Well, it's not easy to do, it's easy to say. The Tories have to do two things. First step, populism. They need to go with populism in Scotland to win back the support from a lot of people who are just in the middle, who've been leaning towards the SNP because they think they have their best interests at heart, and then between Tory and Labour. Because the Tory supporters are Tory supporters, that's just how it is. Labour ones, proper Labour ones are Labour. Sometimes they go to the SNP. Populism in terms of what actual people, the silent majority in Scotland want, their priorities. But secondly, actual alternative to devolution. Real solution to the mess that Tony Blair has created in the last decade or so, couple of decades. So there has to be a proper change because this devolution is not working. The solution is not completely to centralise everything, bring it back to Westminster. Certain national policies should be done from London, obviously, but the rest of it should be actually more decentralised, localised, and give more power to the people in Scotland rather than politicians in Holyrood. So that's the best thing to do. But it's simply about, at this point, it's politics. You need to go populist, basically, if you want to understand people's priorities. Thanks again for watching. We do have a January campaign, a discount for our merchandise, I Believe in Britain. I'll put the actual discount code on the screen. This is for our post-Brexit Britain campaign. Until the, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to have this discount code, Brexit 10. Check out the link in the description for our merchandise page, I Believe in Britain, and use the discount code Brexit 10 to get your latest merchandise and support the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.